Hello and welcome to my channel. Okay, so in this video I'm doing an ombre set. Could be used for maybe a wedding set, but that wasn't what I was planning to do. It just looks as if it could be used for a wedding. So I'm sizing up my tips. I thought I'd leave it all in this time, filing and everything. So just sizing up those tips. I'm using some tips I think I got from eBay or Amazon or somewhere, just simply because they're the right sort of, they're stiletto tips, but they're not really sort of pointy ones, and I'm doing an almond set, so I thought they'd probably be the easiest. However, as you can see there, the biggest one is way too small for that thumb, which is so big. So I'm using a Pro Impressions tip on that one, just to get the size. See, that one was too big. Yeah, so the next size down is perfect fit. I've remembered to etch the natural nail plate, which isn't a nail plate obviously, it's a silicone hand, but I've remembered to do that this time to hopefully get the tips to stick better. I'm just putting them with glue on, sticking those down, pulling that back towards the end of the nail, and then rocking it back so to get rid of any air bubbles under the tip. Just making sure it's all stuck, all the wings are stuck down and everything. Dabbing the excess glue onto the paper towel. Less is more with this glue. If you've got too much on there, it takes forever to dry. Tip cutter with my little magnets on to get them all the same length. I'll apologise in advance. There are quite a few bits on this video where I go out of shot of the camera. I've left it in because I didn't want to cut out all the filing again, and I still haven't figured out how you remove a section of video. I can remove the end off a clip or the beginning, but I haven't figured out how to remove any, like from the middle of a recording. So I had to leave it all in, even the bits where I'm off camera. So, but I have sped most of this video up, so you won't get too bored while you can't actually see what I'm doing. I find it difficult to get my camera at a good angle because originally I had it at a really good angle. It was clipped onto sort of the opposite side of the table where I sit. But I had to move it when I had a client because it was in the way, and I'd have to keep moving it backwards and forwards. You know, it's a bit of a pain. So now it's sort of on the side of it, the side of the table, and it has to stretch quite a way over to reach me. So I could do with it going just that little bit further over, really, but it won't reach any further. So I'm just shaping those tips up how I want the actual shape of the nail to be. Tips coming off, added a bit more glue. That's sorted. It's a bit gluey and I didn't want to touch it with my fingers in case I stuck myself to it. I'm just blending the tips in because obviously I'm doing an ombre on all the nails. And it helps not to have that step there when you're sort of fading the colour up the nail from the cuticle. Yeah, as you can see, I'm wearing a cardigan in this video. So it's June. What is going on? What's happened to the summer? It's a very bobbly cardigan. I'm sorry about that. I have to get my little bobble shaver out and sort it out. I'm just refining the shape a little bit there, just making sure that the most pointed part of that tip is in the middle of the nail, and that the sides are all sort of look the same. That thumbnail always looks a bit wonky when I do it once I've finished the nail, because the cuticle on one side goes down further than on the other, so you end up with one side of the nail longer than the other, which makes it look as if it's going to one side, but it's not. I don't know how to explain it any better than that. Okay, so I'm using Dare to Bear, which is a sort of a milky sort of colour. It's really easy to ombre with because it's not white. It's a sort of milky colour, almost see-through. I use it quite a lot. If a client comes in and just wants acrylic with gel polish, I tend to use this one because it's almost clear, but it's got enough colour so you can actually see where you've put the acrylic. So if I'm clear, a lot of the time when you're putting it on the client, you can't really see where it is. But it makes a nice sort of soft, subtle ombre. It's really really nice. I like it. So yeah, I'm just fading that up from the free edge up towards the cuticle, about halfway up the nail. feathering it back like that, so that there's an overlap in the middle when you put the core powder down, the pink one, pink colour. It's most annoying because I can't move the camera any further back towards me than it is. Which means I've either got to work a long way away from myself or I go out of shot. And once I get into doing the nails, I sort of automatically, on autopilot, just sort of pull the hand towards me a bit so I can see what I'm doing better. And I don't even realise I've done it. And I've gone out off shot. So sorry about that. Oh, there you go, I realised there. The only trouble I had with this Dare to Bear was getting it so that it wasn't too see-through. So I was draining the back of the bead, but it was still a little bit see-through in places. So this core powdered colour I mixed myself. It's another one that I mixed myself, not the same one as in my last video. This one's got quite a lot of different core powders and colours in it. But I've called it Rosy, but that's my own name for it. That's not an official name. But I really like it. It's a lovely pink. And you can see how it blends really nicely with that Dare to Bear. I'll put all the colours that I used to make it in the description box below for you, in case you want to recreate it. I'd recommend you do, because it's really, really nice. Yeah, you can see on that ring finger there's a bit there that's a little bit transparent, but I did put an extra bit of the Dare to Bear on afterwards and blend it up, and it was fine, so it was all good. So I'm doing ombre on all the nails. And then I'm capping in crystal glass to protect the blend and make sure that I've got an apex. Sorry about that, I'm reaching across and blanking out the screen with my arm. I'll do that a couple of times this video, I think. I do really like that pink. I must have added that extra bit of Dare to Bear on that ring finger off camera. I thought it was on there, but obviously it's not. But I did add an extra bit on there to cover up that transparent bit. Not that you see it in the end anyway, because I've got no little crystals on that nail. I was just checking my apexes there, make sure they're all in the same sort of position. And I noticed that one needed building up there a little bit more. Okay, so I'm just going around with my hand file. I'm using my metal hand file for this one, my steel nail file with the refills that you stick onto it. It's really good for shaping the nail because it's so precise because it doesn't bend. I'm a little bit off camera again there. I was so determined not to do that in this video, and I've done it worse than ever. Oh, I'm so sorry. You see most of it. And then I get my electric file. I'm going basically around the side walls and cuticle area, and then just sort of over the surface of the nail. Make sure there's no lumps and bumps or dips and things like that. I needed debulking a little bit because I'd gone a bit mad with it. Because it needed building up a bit more, but I built it up a bit too much. And see, I'm not very in shot in doing this either. But you can basically see what I'm doing. It looks, when I'm going side to side, it looks like I'm keeping the e-file on the nail all the time, but I'm not. I'm actually, it's because it's sped up, I think. I'm actually removing it. I have it on the nail in one direction only, and then lift it up and go back to the other side. It prevents it sort of catching and ending up sort of spinning right round the finger, and you know, if it was a human, you'd probably take chunks out of the skin if you did that, but yeah, that prevents that happening. And now I'm just going around doing the same thing basically with my hand file. It's just a bit more controllable, and just get any sort of, you know, just if there's any bits that are thicker or whatever, I can sort that out with the hand file quite easily. Oh, sorry, I'm very tired today. I don't know why. I did get a bit of a late night, but not that late. It was only about an hour later than normal. I had to get up and take my daughter to work. She works quite a way away, and she'd have to get 2 buses, and they're not very frequent, and she struggles to get there on time, so she gives me petrol money, and I take her to work and pick her up as long as I haven't got a client. So yeah, I took her this morning. She started at 9, but she likes to get there early for breakfast in the canteen before she starts. That's my youngest daughter. I've got 3 altogether. And I'm out of shot again. I really wanted you to see the filing. I think you can see it on some of the nails. I just get so into what I'm doing, I just forget to check that I'm in shot. The filing is the longest part, even though I try and not to put too much acrylic on the nail to begin with, so that I don't have too much filing to do. I still seem to end up spending a lot of time filing. I've got my dusty brush today. Okay, so these are the little crystals. They're from CJP. I can't remember what they're called, but they're just tiny little crystals, like the pixie crystals that you get. And this is CJP's rubber base coat, but it's very, very thick, and it's almost like a builder gel, but it's you can use it as an overlay on your natural nails and build an apex with it, which is why I thought it'd be good for this. So I put a layer on, the quite generous layer, but not really thick, just to hold those crystals in place. It's brilliant stuff. That's what I've got on my nails at the moment, under my gel polish. Actually, there's a bit over it as well, because it stops the gel polish from chipping, or because sometimes it chips at the corners and whatnot, or if you're doing the housework and knock it or whatever. But this protects it brilliantly. So I did a layer of the rubber base coat, and then a couple of layers of gel polish, and then a sort of shimmery gold gel polish on the top, and then another sort of thickish layer of the of the rubber base and then top coat. And my nails, I've had these nails on over a week now, and there's nothing, no chipping, nothing. They're lasting really well. Yeah, I'm not supposed to talk about my nails. Okay, so I've just cleared the crystals from around the edge where they sort of went down into the nail groove and cured that. And I'm going to put some crystals on the middle nail, but I'm top coating first. They look so shiny and pretty when I've finished. The trouble with the crystal nail is because it's got those crystals stuck on it, it makes the nail look quite big and sort of wide and a bit bulky, but it's just the crystals. So I've seen some people do them and it doesn't look, it doesn't have that effect. I wish I knew how they did it. Maybe they make the nail thinner to start with. But then I'd worry about being weak. Okay, so I'm going to attach these crystals with a little bit of clear acrylic because some of them are quite big. I didn't want to just use the top coat to fix them on with because it wouldn't do the job for those big chunky ones. So I just used some acrylic to stick all of them on actually. These are beautiful, these. I've got them from eBay or Amazon. They weren't too expensive, but they're so beautiful and they look really expensive. They were from Africa or South Africa or somewhere like that, I don't know. I'm just going to crystal picker up because I didn't have it out, I wasn't ready. So there's me reaching across again. Yeah, I got a box to keep all my tools in for once I've sterilised them, put them away in that box, keep them clean. It's just like I got it was ever so cheap. I got it in Rock Bottom Discount Warehouse. It was just over £1. It's like a bacon box that you keep bacon in the fridge, but it's just perfect size to keep all my nail tools in on my table. So I'm just arranging some crystals on that nail. You can't really see what I'm doing. I'm so sorry. And I did add 3 little crystals on the thumbnail, but I didn't film that because I wouldn't have fit it in the half hour. It wouldn't have fitted on because this is practically, well, it is half an hour long, this video, so I had to speed it up quite a lot to get it into that half hour, so I couldn't really add any more to it. Yeah, I love that. I think that's really pretty, that now. And there's finished hand, and there's my reveal shot. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching my video. Please give it a like and subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell so you'll be notified of future videos. Leave me a comment. Thanks for watching. Bye. Bye.